Everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and the question for today is powerful integers. So given three integers x, y and bound, we have to return the list of a powerful integers that have the value less than equal to bound. Alright, so that's the statement. So let's see how we have to calculate these integers with the help of the given. So integer is powerful if it can be represented as x to the power of I plus y to the power of j, where I and j both are greater than or equal to 0. So it can be represented as this, and this value should be less than or equal to the bound. Alright, what is a powerful integer? That can be represented like this, and its value should be less than or equal to bound, that is given here. And we may return in any order, and that is it should not occur twice. That if 12 is coming from like this combination and this combination, so it should be occurred once only. So we have to return the array list containing the powerful integer. I hope the statement is clear to everyone, and now let's see the examples that are given to us. So the first example that is given to us over here are x is 2, y is 3 and bound is 10. Alright, yeah, so 2 to the power 0, and we have make the combinations and we return the powerful integers. Already the thing is, the order doesn't matter. If 2 4 is first and second, so order doesn't matter. Already, now let's see for the constraint. I know it's not making any sense right now question, but let's see, it's a very great question, I think, and it's kind of related to the power of 3 question which we discussed earlier few days back. And I would highly recommend, if you are very new to programming or you have not have any basic ideas how to solve problems, so it would be a very good approach that if you watch that video first, because this video is kind of related to that only, and I'll tell you how. Okay, now let's focus here, and there is a second example to us, and let's move to the main thing that I always say about constraints. Yeah, so the numbers can be 0, it can be 1, it can be 1. So 1 to power n is 1 only, so we will keep this in mind, but it can be 0 to power something. So yeah, and the power, because I and j can be 0, so 1 raised to power 0, that is 1 only. Anything raised to power 0 is 1 only. So yeah, 2 would be the answer, I guess, because anything raised to power 0 is 1. So if bound is from 2, if bound is greater than 2. Alright, these are some corner cases kind of thing that we usually solve. So basically, the lowest value we can get from the sum of any two numbers with their powers starting from 0 is 2. And if the bound is less than 2, then surely we have to return an empty list, because it can't be possible. Alright, if 1 is also there, 1 is under 0, so the smallest number can be 1. So if this is a kind of a test case, we may or may not include it, but it's sometimes good that you are pointing these corner cases to the interviewer or the examiner person that's asking you the question. So it shows that how well you read the question and how well you are thinking about the approach as well as the constraint. So one such constraint we have figured it out here, but what for the approach? All right, now what we are going to do for the approach? All right, now let's see how we are going to solve this problem. All right, yeah, so now how we are going to solve this problem. So I told you that this question is related kind of the power of question. Alright, whenever the power comes to mind, one thing I always told you keep in mind is the log thing. Alright, now how log thing is helpful in this case, let me show you how. So the question is x to the power I plus y to the power of j, where I and j are greater than equal to 0, should be less than or equal to bound. Alright, if this is the case, then x to the power I is also less than bound. Alright, obviously it was y minus, but it would be less, it won't be equal as well. It can be equal, but no, it can't be equal as well, but it would be less than that only. Yeah, so yeah, okay, now then taking log on both sides, so what would be this? It would be y, when would this will 1 if log would be taken off base x only, then this would be 1 only. Now taking log on both sides to the base x, alright, what is the value? Less than equal to log x bound. Alright, now moving further, so log x 1, so I is we have, and I equals to less than equal to log x bound, and we can calculate this value we can calculate this value as log 10 to the bound by log 10 to the x. Alright, and similarly j is less than equal to log 10 to the bound and log 10 to the power y. Alright, I hope I and j are clear how we are going to stopping criteria. We can do it in 2 steps, but this is a better approach, taking the logarithmic point of view. It also affects the complexity as well. Now let's see from now. I hope this thing is clear now, how we are going to logarithmic. But why I told you about this approach, let me tell you why. So in example over here, you can see that for every value 2 to the power 0, that is for every value of I, that 2 to the power 0, j is, that is this power is running. Alright, for 2 to the power 0, 3 to the power 1, to 2 to the power 2, to 3 to the power 1, to up to, so I range from 0 to 2. Alright, and j ranges from, in this case, 0 to 2 as well. Alright, now how we calculated this I and j ranges? I less than equal to log 10. What is the bound? Bound is 10, log 10 to the base 10 by log 10 to the base 2 and log 10 to the base 3 as well. So yeah, I hope that's clear. 0 to I ranges from 0 to 2 and j ranges from 0 to 2. How we calculate I and j ranges? So basically we have to apply approach now would be that we have to apply 2 loops. For every value of I, j will run, and similarly the arrangement will go on, and we will check calculate the values, and they should be less than. Alright, so okay, 0 to 3 we can take also. Suppose what will be the value come, we have to take the int one only, because exceeding that value would also always be greater, so we are taking up to the maximum. Alright, yeah, so any power. Okay, I hope that's clear. And yeah, now this question is all. I hope the example is also clear to everyone. Now let's see the code directly. I think that everything is clear why we are using log, and we have got a major hint from the example as well, because from the explanation, and we have used the power of log. Alright, I hope now the question seems very simple than to the first, when it seemed quite a tricky, that how to just where to stop. Alright, for how to calculate powers. But still this question will occur one, that is that where the x is 1 or the y is 1. I tell you how. Wait. So for the case that x equals to 1 or y equals to 1, or anybody can be 1, both can be 1. So basically if we have calculated the range for both of them, alright, so range 0 to n, alright, suppose n can mean 0 to n, alright. So if we have always, because it would be 1. So if we have calculated range for both of them, and be the value that is correct from the formula, then for if x is 1, then we have calculated 1 to the power of not once only, that is 1 to the power 1, that is 1. If we evaluate 1 to the power 2, that will be 1, because 1 to the power n will be 1 only. So yeah, these case we will put in our loop, that if any of them is 1, then we need not to calculate their whole powers. Alright, we will only, let me tell you how. Suppose x is 4 and y is 1. Alright, and the ranges are 0 to 3 and 0 to 5. Alright, now for x loop, for outer loop, we will range from then. For inner loop, what we will put is, we will calculate the value of 1 to the power 1 and calculate the bound that is coming, that 1 to the power 1 plus 4 to the power 1, that is 4 plus 1 5, and if it's less than, suppose bound is 10, then it's okay. But do we need to calculate this for entire loop of 1? No, because the value will remain same for a particular value. Alright, because this is constant, it's not changing, it will be 1 to the power n will remain 1. So yeah, these are the redundant cases that we will be reducing in our code. I hope this case is very important and it's clear to everyone that how 1 is going to affect the answer. Alright, and had it been 2, because then it would be changed for the entire value, then we have to calculate this thing. But in this case we will calculate only once, and we will see that if it's 1, then we will break it. Alright, I hope that's clear. Now every hint is given and explained. Now let's see the code. And I think if any of you are still facing any kind of difficulty, it would be clearer. And yeah, for to storing these results values that are less than the bound, we'll be using a hash set, because we don't want to avoid any we want to avoid any repetitions. All right, so let's see the code. Yeah, so here is the code. I've written it. Yeah, so that is the formula that I've told you. All right, now for the hash set, to storing the value that would be returned powerful integers, I've named it like that only. Now this is the loop. All right, when calculated the ranges from 0 to a and 0 to b for I and b for basically x and y both, so value would be calculated. Alright, if value is less than bound, then it would be added to our hash set. And yeah, if that's the no I've written. And x can also be 1, or both can be 1 and 1. So therefore we have tried for x also. Alright, if x is 1, then we are going to break it. Alright, I hope this code is kind of clear. And yeah, and at the end we have returned this into making it a array list, that is the return type, real list type. Alright, so we have converted a hash set into array list. That's not of a big deal. I hope the approach is clear, the code is clear as well. If you are still facing, not wait, let's try submit it first. Yeah, so as you can see, it's accepted. So if you guys are facing still any kind of difficulty, please feel free to reach me in the comment section. I'll surely reply to every one of you. And if you like this video, please press the like button, share it among your friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.